Just a month ago, the White Black Panther had everyone talking. That Hughes Pop kill cover was flying, and folks were lining up for that MJ Venom C2E2 variant. But where are these books now? Are they still heating up, or has the hype cooled off? Let's find out right now with 30, 60, 90 look back. What's going on, everybody? It's me, Izzy, and welcome to this week's 30, 60, 90 look back. This is where we take the look at the top cover price number one book from 30 days ago, 60 days ago, and 90 days. And we're going to take a look at how they're faring today's market. If you like this type of content, subscribe to the Izzyverse. Make sure you hit that like, leave a comment. Let me know if you got any of these books. That's be really helpful for me to know. And I like to have the discussion there. So with that being said, let's go into this list. As you could see here, there's three very popular books that came out in the last 3 months. We got our first book here that we're going to look at in a minute, Marvel Knights, The World to Come, and why that was so popular. Also, Pop Kill with the famous Hughes cover. And finally, you had all new Venom #5. This was the C2E2 variant that came out from John Tyler Christopher. We're going to take a look at our first book in this list, and that is going to be Marvel Knights, The World to Come #1. This was the one per store, Joe Quesada, black and white variant. This was obviously given out the week that the comic book came out, but each store received one copy. Came out in 2025 from Marvel Comics. The big hype was that the new Black Panther was white, and that's it made headlines. A lot of people were talking about it. As of today, I don't think people are talking about it as much. It was like big front page news, and now it's kind of like died down. So we're gonna hear more about it as weeks to come. But it's been a month since it, and in July 9th, this book was at $100 for 9.8. That was the top weekly sale. It sold 97 units during that week. Raws were going for $34, while near mint copies and 9.8 graded copies for $100. As of today, there's only $50 for near mint, and that was recently this week. But there was 30 in the 30-day sales. But in the 30-day sales, there was 111 copies. I think it's because of the hype and the discussions that was going on that kept this book hot for a while. However, the price of the book has increased, which is good news, for $49 for near mint, $170 at a 9.8, with a high sale of $200 for a 9.8. Now, as far as the CGC count goes, this is where I have to throw in a little asterisk. As I look at the CGC count, there's no real counts for the one per store. However, the book itself has 5 copies in the census. So when this one is going to make the list, I'm not 100% sure. However, we do have sales for this book. So those are pretty much pre-sales that were guaranteed 9.8s for. So I don't know what to say about that. All I could say is I'm sure they're gonna get 9.8. So that's it. Let's go ahead into our next book that was hot 60 days ago, and that was Pop Kill #3, the Hughes variant. There was an open order variant, so anybody could have picked it up at cover price. It was from Mad Cave Studios. And in May 12th, which is the second week of May, this book was pretty hot at $17 near mint, and that was the weekly sales. 58 units were sold during that week. The raws were going for $14. The graded copies, again, pre sales for $60. And as of today, the book has cooled down just a little bit for $10, which is pretty fair for the book here. 42 copies were sold, so not as many copies were sold in the 60-day period. Raws are going for $10, while graded copies are going just under $50. It does have a high sale of $62 for a 9.8, and that was in June 24th. And as of today, there's 55 copies in the census. Overall, Hughes sells. That's the bottom line. There is a fan base for Adam Hughes, just like there's a fan base for J. Scott Campbell, just like there's a fan base from Todd McFarlane, just like there's a fan base for Mark Spears. Adam Hughes has that similar fan base where he does something, people want to buy it. And with a cover like this, of course, people wanted to buy it. That's why Pop Kill #3 was so hot when it came out. Our last book in our list was hot at the 90-day period, and that was All New Venom #5. This is the John Tyler Christopher C2E2 MJ negative space variant. That's a mouthful to say. This book was obviously hot because it was the hot book of C2E2. This was the hot book in C2E2. And now that we look back, we could see why. There's multiple copies now. This book was hot in April 14th, this book was selling at $120 near mint. 123 copies were being sold. The raws were going for $136. No graded copies as of the time period. However, as of today, it's definitely cooled down to being a $52 book. And that was the last sale of the book. 36 copies were sold within that 90-day period. And the raws are now going for approximately $67 near mint. However, the graded copy is what's really interested. 9.8 sold for $250 on May 17th, which makes it its average, but it also makes it its high. There's currently 194 copies in the census. So people are sending this out. They're going out in droves. This book is going to remain hot, I think, for a while because people obviously loves this cover. It has nothing to do with Mary Jane being revealed as Venom. That's something a little different. I think it's more about the cover than it is about the big reveal within the book. So you could tell me differently. And with that said, that is our 30, 60, 90 look back at these books. What are your thoughts? Did you get any of these books? Do you like any of these books? Do you think these books should go up in value? Do you think they should start cooling down already? I want to know in the comments. So please leave a comment. Make sure you hit that like button. Let me know what you think about the show. And if you like this show and you like content like this, spec, talk, all that fun stuff, subscribe to the Izzyverse. I got a lot of stuff going on really soon. Very soon, we're going to be doing a spotlight that I am super stoked about, and I will be sharing it with you very, very, very soon. Until then, I'll see you at the next one. Excelsior. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more comic content. Check out these other videos for even more insight, and I'll see you at the next one. Excelsior.